Rain. Yeah.
I know.
Christmas was nice.
And the creeks went up big time.
Yeah, they drive. There ain't much on you, so this seems like quick.
Are we ready?
Hang on 1 second.
So welcome to the Wednesday, December 27th, last meeting of the 2023 year with a pledge and short devotion. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you so much for our township employees, our fire, our EMS, our road crew, our zoning. They all work so hard to do what's best for our community members. Pray that you be with them, keep them safe, and guide us in the right way. Amen.
All right.
Okay. So we have a meeting agenda in front of us. Any adjustments? Under 16 Old Township business, I'll talk about the grant.
Okay.
Under cemetery, I also would like to talk again about the Wreaths Across America.
I have nothing to add.
I don't either.
I'm good.
Okay, let's move on then. Have you had a chance to review the minutes from December 11th?
Trustee Yearend moves to accept the minutes as presented.
Trustee Pure, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, with that, have you had a chance to review the treasurer's report?
Trustee Pure moves to accept it as presented.
Trustee Yearend, second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you. All right.
All right, we have approval of the temporary appropriations for 2024 that we made.
That's the one that, the software came in, it was, corrupted. They held me hold up for about a week until that got corrected. So I just put that actually all together tonight. There again, I'll remind you trustees, it's temporary, but it'll all be changed during permanent, but that's a way to start out the year that I can get all the blanket certificates and all to start paying bills.
So the motion is to approve the temporary appropriations totaling $1,272,350.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
We'll go on to supplemental appropriations.
Those next three, the supplementals, are what had to do to appropriate all the money in the fire fund. There's two soft building funds that I like the resolutions to go in order. That, if you add those all up, it's around $20,000. That's what I was able to finish out the year in the fire department with payroll, all the taxes, Social Security, Medicare, all the things that I have to pay. Was able to finish out the year.
Trustee Puro moves for temporary appropriations for 2024-23-291.
Trustee Varian second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just go down the line.
Yeah.
Trustee Puro moves for appropriation of $11,838.05 from Fund 2282 to 2392.
The resolution number is actually 23,292.
No.
So
Yeah.
Trustee Varian second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Trustee Puro moves for appropriations of $3,970.97 to 2281.
Trustee Varian second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Trustee Puro moves for appropriations of $4,864.39 from Fund 2111.
Trustee Varian second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, then we're down to public speaks. Have anything you want to say?
Okay.
All right, no one else is here, so we're going to move on. Fire report and Chief Parker.
I only have two things. One is we just ran call number 717. I realize it's only the 27th, so we will likely be a few more than that, but that's pretty close to where our number will be for the year. The second thing is not on here, but Austin took paramedic school and passed his registry. So as soon as he populates on the state site, we need to bump him to the paramedic rate from the EMT rate.
Okay, so right now he's EMT
Yeah.
Correct?
and he needs to go to firefighter paramedic?
Yes,
Okay.
So will you notify us when that happens?
I can. I looked before we came. It's not there yet.
Okay, so we'll make that motion once it happens.
We can make
You
it
can
now.
motion
Can we make it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Amy,
And who-
when does
who'd you-
it,
I'm
when
sorry,
does
Amy.
it tentatively happen?
Who did you say it was?
I was
Austin.
Austin sitting right
Got
there.
it. Austin. This guy.
Yeah.
Got it.
If you approve it and just let me know,
Yeah,
they can say the
Okay.
resolution in a way effective when we get notice and I
Yeah.
put it on that page.
Okay.
Period,
Yeah.
okay?
All right. Congratulations. That's great.
Congratulations.
Right on. Awesome. Trustee Varian moves to bump Austin Miller up from EMT to firefighter paramedic per Chief Parker giving us the thumbs up.
Trustee Puro seconds.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great.
And a formal congratulations to you. That's a
Yes,
good-
that's great.
good achievement.
I'm just gonna mention that he started school, got 3 out of 4 semesters done, deployed for a year, came back, finished his last semester, and still passed first try. So
Oh, wow.
I'm proud of him.
Wow.
He's proud of himself.
That's awesome.
That's
He's
really good.
fantastic.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
You've got a great memory to be able to pass it first try. I'd have to study everything again. I'd have to go
Yeah,
back and do it all
he-
again.
yeah, I mean, went in for extra. I mean, did everything that he could to pass it first try, and pretty much busted his ass. So
That's
I would
great.
like to point that out.
Good.
34
That's awesome.
calls, 31 ALS, 4 assists from Louisville. Honestly, we've had several just back-to-back calls. Like we've been out and just dropped calls and dropped calls.
Okay.
So that's what several of those were. And then we had actually dropped back-to-backs the other day in one of our ambulances. The battery needed to be replaced, so we couldn't have even got the second squad out if we wanted to. So, that's it.
Okay. Thank you. Fiscal Officer Lowry, you need to tell me anything about this, or can I make a motion for this 50,000?
The 50,000 is a transfer that I would like to do on January 1st from the general fund, 30,000 from the general to the fire fund,
Okay,
20,000 from the general
to the soft billing.
to.
Can I do it in two motions or one at one?
I'd like it in two motions because when I go back, depending on what kind of shape we're in,
Okay.
whether I have to do half of it in March or April
Right.
and the other half in July. would make
Is
it-
this enough, or should we do more, or you like these numbers?
I would only do this
All right,
much. We'll
that's
get
fine.
it will get us through the first quarter,
Okay.
okay?
Trustee Varian moves effective 1/1/24 to transfer from the general fund $30,000 into the fire fund.
Trustee Griffith seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Trustee Varian makes a motion effective 1/1/24 to move $20,000 from the general fund to the soft billing fund.
Trustee Pure seconds.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Anything else, Chief Parker? All's well in the firehouse with all the equipment, everything? Good. All right, we're gonna move on to cemetery report.
Cemetery, Ryan Shearer, our cemetery section was in earlier and dropped off the $800 open and closing for Griffith at the Indian Run Cemetery. And Trustee Griffith's going to talk about Reach Across America. I'm going to give it to you because I was just
Sure.
going to mention how that went pretty good, but I know you got.
It went very, very well. I didn't think we had quite as many people there this year as last year, but the weather was nice. I'm not sure about that, but the program went really well, and I had a chance to appeal to the community to join our zone.
Oh, good. You took the opportunity on
Well,
the stand.
it fit in with the theme of that,
Good.
and that was service. And I said, it's your chance to serve your
Yeah,
community.
there you go. That's a great
I
one.
didn't get any takers.
That's
back.
okay. You might get phone calls. It's cool to have a in that Mapleton church.
Yeah.
Neat to gather in there. Creaky floor and all.
I do want to recognize, and I have to apologize, I forgot it's out in my car.
What?
But I know it's in my car. But they had a special recognition for the road crew, Mr. Superintendent Unkefer, and for Ryan Shear as cemetery sexton. They have certificates that they would like to have presented to them, and I forgot to bring them in, but I will get them to you. And also recognizing Brian, also there helping with the road crew, getting people to where they need to be.
Thank you.
So, and they were also made a note, gave us a little letter thanking us for all that we do to allow them to have Reach Across America and using our resources to help bring that up. So they were very thankful and made it known this year. So thank you again for Brian and to Stewie for all you do. That's all I have.
Great.
I'll go on the road report.
Oh,
All right, if the trustees have looked over the road report, is there any questions they'd like to ask?
I didn't even look on there. It might be on there. Do we have a timeline on the new mini?
No.
Okay.
They
What he
said,
told me was like 3 to 4 months.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
When I
Okay.
did the final paperwork, Trustee Yearend, that I let Stu know that I got a confirmation that the order has been placed,
Great.
and he said about 4 or 5 months.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Okay.
And obviously, we keep running ours until the new one comes in, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Good. They know it's going to come with more hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So let me ask a
He came and looked
question.
at it and everything, took pictures.
What is an on-spot?
On spots are those chains underneath that come down underneath the inside duals when it's icy or you're needing traction.
Like traction.
Even the ambulances
The
have
ambulances
them
have
on.
them.
They're on the tires though?
No.
They had-
They're air chambers that are underneath there, and they have an arm with a round wheel that flips down around up against the inside of the sidewall on the inside dual,
Oh, okay.
and it has short chains on it, and it flips them under the tires. to
Okay.
give you
It gives you
traction.
kind of like,
You can go forward or in reverse with those.
And so what was wrong with them?
That, the chambers were all getting bad, and some of them were blowed out, it
No, no.
wasn't working right.
We did that last week. The ball joints
Yeah.
to hook them up were bad. That's what I told you about.
The air chambers were bad, and then we had to go and get ball joints because most of them all bad shape. Some of them twisted off, and we tried to get them off of the truck.
Do you have
So
the total on
we just
that?
finished up today. They're all on there. They're working great.
Do you have the
Tow
total?
trucks.
For that? The total for that?
For the whole thing?
For the ball joints.
272, I think.
You need a motion for that, Brian, right?
Yeah, hang on, let me get you the dollar amount.
How much were the other parts to buy? How much did we spend in total?
1388 for the chambers plus freight.
You
We approved that last
You already
I know.
approved all that.
I'm just asking what it's.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I've got the, it's gonna be on the credit card, because that first one you authorized me to use a credit card on the 1,400, so just give me a moment here, I'll look it up. And I'll tell you.
Credit card.
I'm trying to remember. We had, the change went bad on the.
Trustee Pura, the amount of everything on the on-spot, this is just the on-spot, was 1,430.61. And you had your purchase order higher than that, so that's okay. And then
There wasn't enough to cover the ball joints, but
no, you would go to another resolution on that one, because that was just to help cover freight or anything like
Right.
that at all. Those were $272. It says not an invoice, so I don't know if that's the final, but it's $272.
That's what it was on
even? Or-
That's what it says.
272 even.
These are actually invoices, and the quote is $272, but I don't have a physical invoice.
Trustee Puro moves to pay for the ball joints for the on-spots on both road trucks not to exceed 285.
Trustee Varian, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So, Mr. Uncle, how much time did it take you to get all these things put together and put on that truck?
We worked on them off and on over the last week. Sometimes we didn't work on them because we were out doing other things. We did it sometimes when we had wet weather, cold weather, whatever, we would go in and work on them. And when we had the parts, we didn't have everything right away.
So is it all fixed now?
It's
So we're
all
all
fixed.
done?
Both of them are all fixed and working.
Ready for the snow.
Okay.
Everything's in good shape.
Some of the money you want to spend? You can spend any more? Okay.
Brent probably doesn't want to do that.
Okay.
I'm not gonna spend any more money.
How'd you pick up the dead deer on the road?
With our hands
That's what I'm asking.
up into the truck.
We took it home.
They heaved it, hoed it.
Must have been fresh then.
Yeah, it was fresh.
Yeah. I actually had to put it down.
Oh, really?
Really fresh.
Okay.
When I do that, I call the game warden first and let them know before we go out and do something like that. That way it's on leash tape, record.
Yep.
I've talked to Scott about that.
Yeah, and we get in
before.
trouble later for it. Yep.
He lets anybody know in case somebody would call.
Yep.
You so
Anything
far.
else for Mr. Unkefer?
No.
I've got nothing.
Okay. Going on to zoning report.
Since last meeting, had a lot of phone calls last week about some year-end projects. So far got one ag exempt from last meeting. I got a couple more that might be coming in. Over on the nuisance side, I'm gonna call them and talk to them over at the old Indian Run Church, because there's trash bags and stuff everywhere.
Okay.
I know the dumpster was emptied, so they should be cleaning it up, but we'll just see what's up with that. And over on Sindel, that's the one behind the cheese factory with all the trash and stuff.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be working on cleaning it up. It looks like stuff is kind of getting scattered throughout the property, so I'm gonna reach out to him again. The commission will be meeting, January 15th. And then the zoning appeals board will be meeting the 2nd and have a hearing on the 2nd as well. That's over there at Clocks in Georgetown.
Yeah. So the person with the campers got paper turned in? Okay, good.
I will tell you that the one with the camp where he's building, right? I had a resident that lives there who was at Rees Across America stop me and tell me that they support what this gentleman's doing and in the camper, and that he's doing everything the way he's supposed to. And they were pleased with what he was doing.
Oh, good, that's good.
So they just
And
wanted to
that
make
lot
it
is in
known.
fact buildable, because for a long time it was a non-buildable lot.
The health
Because of
department
He's been
EPA.
working
deemed
with
it.
the health department on it.
Okay, they deemed it buildable.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
I questioned that too, but they said
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
You're talking about the old Olmsted landfill. or
Yeah.
Junkyard.
Salvage, yeah.
Mary, you see I got your meeting posted on website.
Okay, anything else for Mary?
That's all I have.
Good job.
Okay. We're gonna move on to Old Township business, and as we talked last time about applying for the grant for the park, I had Mr. Yearend get a hold of Senator Yearend while I was working on it, and he did, and you want to say what he asked you to do?
Yeah, so Mr. Kirk Schuring and I spoke, and he was very responsive. He said that there's a chunk of money every year that he and Scott sit down and decide where the funds go. He said this year they've got more funds to play with, and so I kind of explained to him what we were thinking, that the Sucos property was, gifted to the township, and we've got a little account, what we were thinking about. He loved it. He thinks that's easy money to spend, so to speak. But he said he didn't think we were asking for enough. He said, if we've got a lot, ask for more. And if we can't do that, then we'll come back to you at less. You're not asking for enough. And so I gave that to Trustee Griffith, and we adjusted it a little bit, knowing that they can come down and still,
Right.
award.
So I want to say at last meeting, we approved to ask for 200,000.
Yeah.
And it was suggested we change that to 500. So we
Yeah.
did. So I would like to make a motion here to amend our last resolution to say that we were asking for 500,000.
And coming to the table with 100.
Yes, still coming with 100 to the
And
table.
he really liked that. He was like, oh, if you're coming to the table with some skin in the game, that's a lot. That helps you a lot. Trustee Yearend would like to second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
He did say that they're not going to look at them till April. They had to be turned in. So special thank you to Trustee Griffith for filling everything out and getting it turned in. Thanks for doing that.
I did go ahead and send it through to our state representative because their money's being doled out now.
Oh, cool.
And I don't know where it'll fall there, but I sent it to Ray
Great.
Stolfus, and
Great.
They responded that they received it. So
Yeah. When I said we'd like 200,000 and bringing 100,000 to the table, he said, "Oh, ask for more." Thank you. Ask for more, and maybe we can get you 300,000 or 400,000. But all that's off record, of course. They have to look at all the projects, sit down. So,
Yeah.
but
I will say that if you look at the capital bill, so there's different pots of money. The capital bill is what they get every year to disperse. Under ORC, townships are allowed to receive money from the capital bill for township parks, and they allot so much percentage out of that capital bill for
parks.
parks, and there might be one or two other little things like that for
Mhm.
townships. It's very specific.
Yeah.
So that's when we're sending it to him, we're hitting that specific pot of money that not a lot of people ask
Well,
for.
and he did say we should be prepared early spring to answer a phone call, because he said if you're awarded or if you're close to being awarded, we're going to call you and ask details. It was pretty vague. It was a pretty vague.
It was, and I found my
Application.
package from last year from the township.
Yeah.
The Ohio Township, and I have quotes and pricing from 2 different vendors
Great.
for different types of equipment.
Yeah. We don't need to know now, but when they call and
I
say,
know, but we're gonna have to get
we're gonna
it,
need to
so
get it. Yeah.
what I would say to you, Mr. Akbar, is that maybe try to get us a little bit of pricing on what it would take to put a driveway in, and a parking
Parking
lot.
Parking lot. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty nice sized parking
I
lot.
think a nice size parking lot. That'd be a great start. Side,
We just
driveway,
have
parking
to
lot.
decide on what size you would want the parking lot, so we know what to go with. I mean,
Yeah.
As far as trying to get a
Well, we're
price.
talking, you're gonna be moving a lot of dirt, and then part of that project, that proposal was to also doze a path around the perimeter, the outside perimeter,
Mhm.
for that walking cross-country trail. So I'm assuming whoever we get, we'd want them to kind of doze that out for us too, and lay something in there,
Right.
maybe mulch or something, I don't know.
We have a little bit of time, but I think when they call
Yeah.
and say, what are you doing? We need to say, this is what we're doing.
We need to have some more firm
Yeah, we
pricing
do.
for that. And I can use the pricing I have from last year's play equipment, you know.
What do you think? How many parking spots? 20?
I was gonna say 20 or 30.
I was gonna say probably 30 parking spots at least.
15 on each side across from each
Yeah.
other. Like,
I mean, if we were able to pull off a sign, an entrance, a parking lot, and a small play area and some mulch at the end, that's a great start.
Right.
You know, and then a trail for
And
the
then
guys to
the
run.
walking trail. right
Yeah,
now.
trail around the perimeter. They
Which won't affect the farmers because we're gonna go around the outside perimeter there.
can. Mhm. Well, and I think running cross for
I seen they got the post up, the white,
I still haven't received anything from them.
the
So.
white stakes out there.
No, they were
marking-
supposed to mail me a.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Design.
understand. You think they'd want to get paid on this thing?
if having run for Lee back a little while back, if we had a parking lot there and we had a trailhead and it went out and around and came back in, and we just ever so simply marked it with the beginning and an end, 1.5 miles, mile,
Mhm.
3/4 mile, they would all pull in and they practice out there.
Mhm.
You know, start right. That'd be cool to start using that property, and that'd be a simple way to do that.
Right,
Yeah,
because
get
we're trying to
Be a
get
lot
the kids off the
safer for
road.
them too than out.
Yeah,
running
right.
on the
Yeah, they
road.
do a perimeter twice around is a mile or whatever. I could be way off on my mileage, but 3-4 times around a mile. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that'd be
So
neat.
that's kind of where we're at, but we are gonna have to work on getting some pricing in place for when they come back.
Yeah, right.
And we can fill the void with all the equipment we want to get it up to that amount.
Mention about the newspaper article, if there was.
Yes.
Did anybody see anything? Because you wrote that up and responded to that.
Oh, yeah, the
The
repository.
repository.
call.
The repository.
And so I responded back to her, not by her deadline, I was late responding back, but I did respond back. And I told her that about the park that we're trying to build is what I just reported on that.
It's a great public interest. I'm sure they'll write that.
And she responded back, great, thank you, we'll use this. So I don't know, I haven't seen anything,
Yeah,
so,
Good.
but watch, if you see something, let us know. So I did write something back to her.
Great.
I forget her name.
Kelly's.
Yeah, something.
Kelly.
So, okay, so if you could get some numbers together over the next month so that we kind of have a good idea.
Are we thinking cinders or are we thinking blacktop?
I think you need to talk to Lee Sternberg. Oh, you mean in the parking
Oh,
lot?
parking lot.
The parking lot?
For the parking lot, I think you should get different quotes because we don't know how much money we're gonna have.
No,
Yeah.
I'd get a quote.
Quotes on,
I'd like the blacktop and
Yeah,
line it if we
yeah.
can.
yeah, blacktop or gravel.
Yeah.
No
Come
matter
both
how you look
ways.
at that, you gotta have a base down first.
Yeah, for sure. For
Major.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you should have the quote on the asphalt, so when
Yeah.
so we know.
So yeah, driveway, asphalt, yeah. And really, we probably need to have, and we need to give Stu sort of.
If you're gonna, here's my one, just a question, how you feel about it. Well, we're gonna be, you put a parking lot in there, I would wanna get it roughed in with the, a base along with bug dust, whatever, crushed concrete at first, because you're gonna have big trucks going in and out of there somehow to go back in there with dozers to go around that place.
Well, they could use the current drive to the house.
Well, that's what I'm wanting to find
That's
out.
not- That's not built up too good though.
Well, and all right, here's the other
I
thing,
think
on
it's a-
that
I
other
think it's a
east
split
side of that
property.
building, is there septic out there? Is there leach lines?
Oh, yeah.
We gotta know where we're gonna be going to try to,
Yeah.
if we're gonna have our driveway on the upper side of that building, as you come over the knob there
Yeah.
and go in
So if
there,
you get married.
are we gonna go out around that building to go back onto our driveway? Because the farther you go back past the building, is where our property actually goes on that driveway.
The,
Like Brian said, out at the road going back to the house, past that
It's
building,
just an easement.
we're on them.
We're on them. Yeah.
We're on them, then it changes behind, right, Brian?
That's what it looks like.
Okay.
I mean,
That's what I'm just saying.
Well, we'll know when we see the survey plot, because that drive could have
I
been
didn't
drifted.
know how you guys felt when you just said about, well, can't we just use
Well,
the
I'll be
old driveway
surprised
there?
if that driveway's on them.
Huh?
Because that oil well company uses that driveway and that's on us.
Back farther past the building.
Yeah, but I mean, usually they're pretty,
Well, there is an easement out there for Sioux Coast to use that driveway, so part of it should be on them.
The easement starts like at the back of that building, that like you're referring to, like
Mhm.
whatever it is, 10 foot. I mean, according to the property search, but it don't show it identified between that part out to the road of Broadway.
Are you all in the mind that this is going to be a short driveway to a parking lot, or is it going to be a long driveway to a parking lot?
Well, I think it depends, because
No.
we have access management there on Broadway, so we're gonna have to go to the county to see where we can put a driveway in. We're gonna have to
Okay.
tell them where we want it.
Because like when he's looking for prices, it's going to be different if it's a 50 foot off the road or if it's
Right.
600 feet off the road.
I don't think
Well,
you
there's a
want
pretty
it.
good area right there when you first go
Yeah.
off.
I mean, I think you want it in a little bit because it's a busy road and
I just think you want it visible from the road so we don't have.
Yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
dump.
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, I think you're gonna when you're driving down, you're gonna see someone parked in the parking lot. I see it kind of adjacent with the building that's there now, but he would need to know to get a quote. I mean that a quarter of a mile driveway changes the price for a parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
yeah, no, I think the driveway should be, like you said, just about the distance that house is in on
And then
the
there's
road.
yeah.
That should be your
What
drive
about-
and then make your parking lot.
Are you planning on putting lighting with it?
I have in the grant that the park is only open from
Dawn to dusk.
dawn to dusk. So we shouldn't need lighting right now.
Depending on how close you put it to that building, you could get away with some spotlights off of the structure of the building.
I mean, in the future, we can change things, but for now, dawn to dusk, because there is no lighting there.
Yeah.
That's
There
how
might
I
not be
wrote it.
power at all if we put a sign in parking lot and one play place, and there might not be power or water at all to start, right?
Right.
So we just have to have an estimate. And the parking lot, we don't want to have to redo. So we want to do it right the first time.
I know this is a different conversation for a different day, but as I've thought more about, and I don't know what the will says, and the will might inhibit us for this, but I think that building's a liability. I really do. I don't think you're gonna make it a pavilion. I don't think you're gonna make it restrooms.
I think it's just going to be storage.
I think it's gonna be a liability.
I think we should sell it
I think we should sell it.
to the
I think we
neighbor.
We
parse-
can't sell it.
I
Yes,
think
we can.
I think we parcel it off
I
and
talked to,
get rid of it.
the bank, the guy from the bank. There is a way to do it.
We haven't touched it in 2 years. We have not touched that building in 2 years.
I would,
I don't think we're
I,
gonna touch that building. You're not gonna drive something over, park a piece of equipment across town, and it doesn't make any sense at all. There's no.
well, but you'd be better off to take the money from that and build a structure that's useful.
Well, I guess my question is, if we're writing grants and we're putting in nice equipment and we're doing a park right, you're gonna build a little bathhouse. You're not gonna convert this old brick building.
Right.
You're saying sell the property where the building is at?
No, I'm saying parse off just the building and off it, and keep that right away and keep it. I mean, I think the building's a liability.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
You're saying parcel off that
Yeah, I'm sorry.
building
Yeah, I'm not
And
saying
sell it.
sell that whole section.
and then go around it to go back.
It already is
Absolutely.
parceled off.
No, our driveway will be coming in off the other side of that house, probably in that big field.
I know that.
Right.
That's where it's gotta be.
Yeah, but the only thing I would say is Russ Kiko always says the most value anything ever has is land.
Land,
So
not building.
That's part of the land.
Yeah.
Sell that, once it's gone, it's gone. We haven't decided we haven't even talked about what we want to do it, if we want
Yeah.
to even do anything.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
key is to get the driveway in, get
Are
the
you
parking
sure you
lot in.
are you sure you wanna just sell that? Why not just tear the building down and be able to build something else
We don't know
there?
what we want to do with it.
yeah, and
Well, that's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
I guess
Why would you wanna get rid of the property right there that it's on
Right.
and make it even tighter right there for us to?
so right where
See
your
that
cursor,
big field?
right where your cursor is now, where it's tilled, that's the property.
Yes.
And then it goes further back. So if you parceled that off right there, that chunk, and sold that chunk, you'd still be okay. I just see I see the building as a liability only because we're a town. I mean, unless we have a great plan to convert that thing, someone's probably living in it now. We don't know who's been out there last.
I was there last week. Don't look like anything.
Nothing. I don't know. I just-
It's just
I
a
didn't
matter
go
of time till
inside.
something does happen.
I mean, originally I was all excited about,
Hey,
oh, we
Brian.
put, I don't know.
Brian, can you move out to the road again?
Why is that?
So that field there was what we were talking
That
about, putting the
culvert,
driveway in the
can
parking
you go
lot.
Yes.
Right,
down closer right here?
And the
Cause
park at
there's
the
a
back.
catch basin here at their
all
driveway.
all this way of that building. I don't,
And the
The
culvert
building's
stops.
already parceled on its own parcel.
The culvert
It's on-
stops right here somewhere where this grass and field meets.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's culvert the whole way up here, buried to about right in here somewhere.
But it's not culvert.
It's not culvert the whole way up here where we own this right here.
Right,
We got all this right here.
right.
In my opinion, you come in right where your cursor
So
is.
you either come in here where you already got a culvert and maybe come over in this way. I don't know. Or you're gonna have to come up here and put another culvert in.
Well, like you said, the county's gonna want to tell us
But
where on
the
the
thing
hill.
is, you're coming over this knob right here and I'd want to stay
That's why
down
we have to
here.
go to access management.
Yeah.
Yes, because of safety.
They may tell us we have to stay farther that
I
way.
would think
Right.
the benefit to farmers is if you could come off in this area and put your parking lot in this area here, if you could.
The disadvantage to selling the building is you don't know who's gonna be there. You don't know how crappy the
Exactly.
stuff
You
is.
might have
You don't
it-
want a dump site
You
in
might
front
want to
of
have it in your.
But as a township, we're not in the business of owning empty buildings. That's not the business we're in.
Well, then tear it down.
You know, and maybe we do. Maybe we
Because
push
you don't want
maybe
to sell
we
that and
push
have
it.
a dump like you did at
Maybe we
Indian
push
Run
it down.
again
I'm just
in
saying.
front of our park.
Originally I was all gung ho, and as I thought more about it, I'm like,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you build, maybe you start your build and see how it factors in. Maybe there's a use that we haven't even thought of yet. You know,
Great if you did take that out and put a modernized restroom facility right there.
Right
and have
there.
a parking lot right
'cause it
here.
doesn't look
Your
very
walking
attractive.
path just going back however you want.
Ugly.
and it's an afterthought bill too. It's all
Yeah,
additions.
it's
So you can let the
add-on.
farmer
Additions.
keep
Yep.
farming the field.
You're
there.
absolutely right.
You can let that farmer keep farming that field.
I don't think there's enough room.
I don't think there's enough room. I think
No.
I think in that tilled area, there's a
house.
driveway that comes in and there's a big parking lot that goes in right south of that building. And then behind it is a playground. And then you pick up your trails that go into your big chunk.
Right, that leads off of that park.
I don't know where those septic comes out on that east
No,
side.
it drops
there.
down into a valley right where your cursor is right now. That's a
Yeah.
valley, which
Yeah,
is
that's
kind
a
of
low
cool.
area right
That
there.
dips down.
Yep.
And then if you
Yeah,
keep
back
going
up.
over, then that
The
gets.
driveway's gotta come around there and go back
This piece of
over around
property's
there
big.
somehow.
We need to know the survey before, because if the
Yeah.
driveway is on us, it would be a lot more
Let me put
effective
up
to
the-
expand that
Let me see
driveway
if I can
than
get
build
the
a whole new,
properties.
wouldn't you agree?
Is our neighbor not going to like that?
That's what I'm saying, if you expand over.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm trying to avoid.
I spoke to them a
pulling
little
on
bit, they would like to have some trees or something green planted through there.
Yeah. Just to block it. Some natural. Yeah.
Mean to block us from like,
Yeah.
Just
I can
whatever
see
would
that.
happen.
privacy for both ways.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Or
Hey,
maybe we put
listen,
up a fence along there.
A row of nice planted pine trees will grow fast. And it's
them tall little narrow suckers.
yeah, a couple years and you won't be able to see through it.
But if we don't put some heat or something in that building,
Oh,
pretty soon it's gonna be junk. in a
That
couple
building
years
scares.
anyway.
That building scares me.
I would get rid of it now, just tear it down.
That's
And I
what I do.
and I don't know
would
what
sell it,
I don't know
tear
what
it down
value
and
it has too.
Well, if
Tear it down and
has
rebuild something you
a
want right
septic
there. It looks
system
right.
there, maybe we could
Keep the
put
power
a
riser.
nice big outhouse-like place over top of it
Yeah,
for restroom facility.
I wonder if there's even anything in the modular world anymore. Something that can be pulled in, dropped down, hooked up, 2 bathrooms. You know, something. There's so much modular stuff anymore, like a little set of bathrooms. You know, and you might not even need that to start. I mean, we don't have to provide restroom facilities, do we? For a park?
Well,
Be nice to
Do you have
have,
to
you know.
provide restroom?
Well,
You're gonna have
I
big
have to
schools come in there and do
Yeah.
cross country
Yeah.
and stuff.
You see how that parcel is around the building?
Yeah, that part that's already parceled off.
It's already parceled, it is already parceled off, I looked it up, I know, it
Boy.
the
It's really a weird thing to look at that. I thought that
the
barn,
surveyors told me that too, that,
I thought the McCullough's barn was way bigger than that.
which one?
It looks like our building's bigger than their barn.
Yeah, this here. This
I
is
thought
a-
that's a big bank barn they have. It just doesn't look that big from the aerial.
Well, that's because it's got that add-on in the
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of wasted.
The bank barn's taller than our building, but from the top
Yeah.
down. I mean, maybe you don't sell it because now you're making your property not even. Now it's square to the road. I don't know.
You never know.
As
who
it
you're
sits
gonna
there
sell it
empty,
to.
I think-
Dumps.
I would see.
The neighbor.
Tear it down and rebuild something.
Well, there's only one possible sale, it's a neighbor.
Yeah, the McCulloughs are the ones that are gonna want it. No one else is gonna probably want it. But you could plant a row of pine trees across that road away, right away there against their house if they want to be blocked from the action. But where your cursor is now, Brian's a ditch. That's a valley.
This is I think that's still sitting there, I think, if I saw.
Is that the oil well?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that line, if that line's close, it's right down the road. If you keep going to the street. Cause see, right there, it looks like the road is on the McCulloughs.
Right, it is. And then as you go down there, start down over that hill right there.
Well, we'll know when we go look at the stakes.
Yeah, you're right. The stakes are tough.
Right.
Well, I think it's something.
Those drawings there can be off by, 30 feet.
Hope they're not off that far.
Yeah, they have been.
Well, and I guess,
3
I
feet or
mean,
30 feet.
30.
It
happened right here.
That's a whole right away.
I mean, I guess,
No.
you guys, I guess I look at it like this too. If somebody came in, if an architect came in and told us, you can build a concrete floor pavilion with some picnic tables, and on the end of it, put in a men's and women's restroom, that's going to cost this. To convert that building into that same thing, it's going to cost this.
Yeah.
I bet you it's not that far
If
off.
you talk to Canton Township up there at Faircrest Park there, they
Yeah.
had 250,000 in that unit. They put that one unit. There's two there. But that
250,000.
looks nice. And they have all automatic cameras and shut door locks. It locks after
It
dark.
locks at night. Yep.
It has all that stuff built into
You
it.
don't have to go out there and lock the bathroom door, just
Yeah.
lock so people aren't
Oh, that's
sleeping
nice.
in it through the night. It's going to be heated, of course. But I just wonder if if that brick building, they say, oh no, you don't want to try to convert this. You want to just build something fresh. But I'm just spitballing. This is we're way too early in this conversation, by the way. But
Hey, if money comes in, you might. bring it
hey,
back.
driveway, parking lot, sign. We've started, and then figure out our stakes and make a running path all the way around the outside, and let the boys and girls run on it.
Right.
You want them running down that little right away there, Cliff?
Yeah.
See that
Well,
one?
that little
Yeah,
right
that's
almost touches Worley Street.
Yes.
This side here touches the property over there. Here's your Worley Street.
Worley's this way.
Worley's over here.
Yes.
Down there.
Run up a little bit. Yeah, Worley's.
That's where I'd like to get a little right away.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Because the kids that run at the park, they
run
can jump
through there.
over and run a big loop over there.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, let's move on. We need to swear in fiscal officer Brian Lowry and Cliff Varian for his term beginning in 2024. All right, let's do this.
Oh, yeah.
Are you good here or do you need to go
I'm
down?
good. I'm
Oh,
good.
good, right
I'm
there.
good there. We're on camera.
All right. Right hand on the Bible, left hand in the air. Repeat after me.
That's scary.
I, Brian Lowry,
I'm Brian Lowry.
do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
will faithfully execute the duties
and responsibilities of fiscal officer
and duties of a fiscal officer
in and for the Township of Osnaburg, County of Stark,
and for the Township of Osnaburg, County of Stark,
State of Ohio.
State of Ohio.
I will do the best of my ability
I will do the best of my ability
to preserve, protect, and defend
to preserve and protect and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States of America
the Constitution and laws of the Constitution of the United States of America
and the State of Ohio,
and the State of Ohio,
and the ordinances,
and the ordinances,
rules, and regulations
rules, and regulations
of Osnaburg Township.
of Osnaburg Township.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Sworn and subscribed before me this 27th day of December 2023. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we have Mr. Varian.
I'll come over here.
Sure, I'll swear you in.
All right, thank you.
Right hand, left hand up.
Yes.
I, Cliff Varian,
I, Cliff Varian,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
and responsibilities of a trustee
and the responsibilities of a trustee
in and for Osnaburg
and for Osnaburg
Township,
Township,
County of Stark,
County of Stark,
State of Ohio.
State of Ohio.
I will do the best of my ability
I will do the best of my ability
to preserve, protect,
to preserve and protect
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
and laws of the United States of America
and laws of the United States of America
and of the state of Ohio,
and of the state of Ohio,
and the ordinances,
and the ordinances,
rules,
rules,
regulations
regulations
of Osnaburg Township.
of Osnaburg Township.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Sworn and subscribed before me this 27th day of December 2023.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you for swearing me in.
There you go.
Cliff needs to sign.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we are now all set to start off our new year.
Great.
And Mr. Pirro will be taking over beginning our next meeting as
Hold the
president.
gavel, buddy.
Congratulations, Mr. Pirro.
All right.
And I'll take a motion to adjourn and pay bills.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. It wasn't bad, you guys. Not too bad, 8:20. That's a lot of meeting in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
My butt's numb.
How tall are you?
4 foot 8.
Okay. And you're gonna sit on there, stick it to the rafter.
Yeah.
Steel? Steel on the roof, steel on the outside. Okay. Are you gonna paint the block
Yeah.
outside?
Thursday.
Okay, cool. Inside and outside or just outside?
Just outside.
Yeah, probably for now. Probably the inside. It's not gonna be heated, right?
No.
It's a big building.
Right.